This is HCAM TV.
Bissonette and Aiden Kelly. And also Brady Oslander, who is inactive tonight. And we shall see who will have the ball first. I imagine if Hillers win the toss, they will take the ball. Let's take a look at the starters on offense. Robert Lisher, the starting quarterback. Your starting receivers, Wyatt Stevens and Seamus Murphy. Joseph Carazza is the starting running back. Medfield won the coin flip and deferred. Aiden Kelly, your starting fullback. And it looks like the Hillers are going to receive. Your starting offensive line, James Muzzy, Hunter Bertucci, Bissonette, Evan Van Beek, Brendan McGowan, Jason Gerard, also Matt Pantera, starting tight end for the Hopkinton Hillers. And we are ready for Hopkinton Hillers football as they take on the Medfield Warriors. And we got the Hopkinton High School band here. They'll be playing the national anthem. And we will bring you the national anthem as well. And we're going to set it down to field level right now. And there you have it, the national anthem, and we are ready for kickoff here at Hopkinton High School. It is a crystal clear night out there, a nice breeze, temperatures in the high 60s, and you can't ask for a more perfect October day for Hillers football. Certainly a beautiful night to get out to a game. And there are a good amount of people at this game here today. Earlier on HCAM, we had Hiller girls soccer. They played Medfield tough, but ended up losing 1-0 in that one. Hiller volleyball also in action against Norwood right now, as Medfield will kick off left to right across your screen. Setting it up is Nick Hasapitis. The Hopkinton Hillers in their at-home green unis with the white helmet and the white pants. Medfield in their away whites with the baby blue numbering and lettering and the baby blue helmet with the white emblem on the side. Back for the Hillers to receive. You got Joseph Carazza and Wyatt Stevens. As Hasapitis set to kick it away to start this game off. End over end it goes to the far side of the field and out of bounds. And that'll give the Hillers pretty good field position as the Hopkinton offense trots out. And they are ready to go. We'll start this drive from their own 20-yard line. Well, the Hillers want to get things going early and often on offense, as they have had trouble starting off on the right foot so far this season. And they're going to line it up out of the gun, and it's going to be a keeper by Lisher, who will take it up the middle for a couple. And we are underway. We'll bring up second down for the Hillers. And about 8 to go. Lisher brings the offense back out to the line. He's going to line it up in the gun once again. Back to either side. He has Stevens to his left, Carazza to his right. Looks to his right, throws to his right. It's caught. And taking it up the sideline is Seamus Murphy for a gain of 2 or 3. Third and 7 to go for the Hillers. Lisher goes back out to the huddle after getting the play call from first-year head coach Mark Sanborn. And our offensive coordinator is Coach Steve Simos, who has done a tremendous job with the Hiller baseball program. Lisher going to line it up out of the gun. Back to his right is Carazza. White Stevens behind Lisher. Takes the snap, looks to his left, under pressure. Rolls to his left, throws over to Carazza, up the near side, and he breaks free. 30, 40, midfield, at the Medfield 30, 25, and he's brought down. A huge gain for Joe Carazza. So the Hillers all the way up to the Medfield 25-yard line. And a gain of 52 yards for Carazza. That was just a little screen pass to the left. And Carazza, with all that speed, broke free. Lisher going to line it up out of the gun. Back to his right is Aiden Kelly. Two receivers spread out to the right side. Takes a low snap, got away from him, and it looks like he was able to cover it up. That's going to be a loss of about 5 yards for the Hillers. That'll make it a 2nd and 15 to go for Hopkinton. Couple minutes into action here in quarter number 1. Lisher goes out of the gun with the two-back set to his right. Play action, and nearly intercepted as he tried to hit Seamus Murphy. That'll bring up 3rd and 15. Seamus Murphy running a little curl route, and a good defensive play by the Medfield cornerback. Lisher looks to the sideline for the sign. And the Hillers need a timeout. A little bit of confusion early on in this one. 8:37 left to go in the first quarter. A big 52-yard pass on a screen to Karatza put the Hillers in Medfield territory. And they are looking to capitalize, but facing a 3rd and 15. Throughout the night, we'll also try to keep you updated on other TVL action that happened today. And games going on right now. Some big games throughout the TVL. Bellingham and Dedham, they are in the second quarter. 8:55 left to go in the first half in that one. Bellingham leading Dedham 12-7. And what is a very big TVL small matchup. Both of those teams are 3-2. It's a very competitive TVL this year, especially when you look at the TVL small, where you got Norton 4-0, Dover Sherborne 4-1, then 4 teams at 3-2. Off the timeout, we are set to go. Lisher going to line it up out of the gun. 2 backs to his right, takes the snap, play action, looks up the field, throws up the field, has a target, it's hauled in. Wyatt Stevens all the way at the 15-yard line, close to a first down. And that will indeed move the chains. And that is just what the doctor ordered for the Hillers. So 1st and 10 from the 15. I think the Hillers going to open up the pass game a whole lot tonight. Lisher going to line it up out of the gun once again. Back to his right is Aiden Kelly. In the backfield is Karatza. Receiver spread out to either side. Takes the snap, hands it off to Karatza. Up the middle he goes. He's good for a couple. Brings up 2nd down for the Hillers. Well, this is the first home game the Hillers have had this season where they start off with a nice drive. Hopefully they can turn it into some points here. Back up to the line they go. Lisher lined up out of the gun, takes the snap, looks to his right, throws the screen, hauled in by Karatza. Up the sideline he goes. And he's brought out of bounds inside the 5. It's going to be placed at the 2-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 2, a pickup of about 11 on the play. Lisher going to line it up out of the gun. Karatza to his right, takes it up the middle himself, into the end zone, and good for a Hillers touchdown. A 2-yard keeper by Robert Lisher. And the Hillers strike first. Touchdown comes with 6:46 left to go in the first quarter. Out for the extra point is Avery Ravitch. Snap, kick, and it's wide to the left, no good. So it will remain a 6-0 Hillers lead. And that was a drive that took 4 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock for Hopkinton. good way to start this game for the Hillers. A drive that consisted of a 52-yard reception by Joe Carazza. And then a big 11-yard run by Carazza as well to set up the 2-yard touchdown by Lisher. It's an 80-yard drive by the Hillers. Ravitch tees it up, and he's set to kick it away. Norton and Millis are in action. Norton leading that one 7-0 in the first half. Ravitch sends it to about the 27, and it takes a Hillers roll to about the 13-yard line. Here comes the return up the far side. Sam Patry, the captain, is going to have a good return, and he'll give Medfield some good field position to start their first drive of the game. Brought out of bounds at around the 43-44. And here comes the Medfield offense to see if they can respond. They're going to line it up with their quarterback out of the gun and back to either side. It's going to be a run up the left side. That quarterback, that was Chase Coughlin. And a gain of a couple there for Medfield. Now they're going to have Cole Cloney, the quarterback, line up with a back to either side out of the gun. He'll hand it off to the left back, and he'll take it to the near side. That's Patry on the carry, and he picks up some good yardage there. Works his way into Hillers territory. And he is brought down, looks like a couple yards shy of the first down. That was Patry with a 6-yard pickup. That makes it 3rd and 2 to go. Back up to the line they go. Cloney going to line it up out of the gun once again. Back to either side. Receiver spread out to either side. He'll hand it off. And it's a run up the middle. That was actually Nick Hasapitas lined up as the quarterback that time. And on the carry that time, that was TJ Casey. And he was stopped a yard short of the first down. So now it's decision time for Medfield facing a 4th and 1 situation. They are in Hillers territory. And right back up to the line they go. In at quarterback, Nick Hasapitas. Lines up with a back to either side. Play action, looks upfield, throws to his left, it's intercepted. Making the interception is Braden Hicks, and Hicks is brought down at the 30. Hillers ball. Well, the Hillers feeling it on both sides of the ball. Great defensive play there by Braden Hicks. And they'll start this drive from their own 30. Up to the line they go. They're going to go out of the gun. And it's going to be a direct snap to Wyatt Stevens. Up the far side he goes, breaking tackles into Medfield territory. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. He could go all the way in. He's in. Touchdown, Hillers! A 70-yard touchdown run by Joseph Carazza. Unbelievable. What a way to start this TBL large matchup for the Hillers. Joe Carazza, 70 yards, takes it to the house. Ravitch out for the extra point. He's 0 for 1 so far tonight. Snap, the kick, and it's through. And it's 13-0. Hopkinton over Medfield. Joseph Carazza, the junior, a 70-yard touchdown run off a direct snap. Well, the Hillers so far this season in out-of-league play was a tough schedule. Lost to Wayland to open things up. Then a big win at Nauset on the road, 19-8, and then 3 losses in a row to Tewksbury, Foxborough, and Norwood. Hoping to turn things around here tonight. Ravitch will tee it up and kick it away. And he sends it sky high, end over end, and it's a good one. Into the end zone it goes. It'll be a touchback. And Medfield will take it from their own 20. Well, so far your 2 touchdown plays, a 2-yard run by quarterback Robert Lischer, and then a 70-yard touchdown run by Carazza. And in Medfield's first possession, it was a Braden Hicks interception to give the Hillers back the ball. As the Warriors' offense is to the line, Hasapetus going to line it up with a back to either side. A 3-receiver set, 2 lined up to the near side, hands it off, nope, play action, rolls to his right, throws to his right, has a target, it's hauled in at about the 31-32. A good catch there by Nick Gangemi. And that is a 12-yard reception and will move the chains. Just under 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. A 13-0 Hillers lead. Back up to the line they go. Hasapetus lines it up out of the gun, back to either side. 2 receivers spread out to his left. Someone jumped. That's going to draw a flag. It looks like Colby Lavlinette came over a little bit early. And that is going to push Medfield up 5 yards. I'll make it 1st and 5 from the 37. Hasapetus with a back to either side takes the snap. It was a high snap, but he pulled it down, throws upfield, and it's caught by Will Griffin at about the 46. And that'll move the chains for Medfield. A pickup of 11 on the reception. Will Griffin, a sophomore for Medfield. And the Medfield offense starting to work a little bit quicker here as they got something going. Asapitas going to line it up out of the gun, back to either side. A three-receiver set with two to his right. He'll hand it off. TJ Casey takes it up the far side and is brought down at around midfield. That'll be a 3 or 4 yard pickup by Casey. And he did get those extra couple yards into Hiller's territory to the 48-yard line. Ended up being a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 for the Warriors. Under 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Casapitas lined up out of the gun, back to either side, takes the snap. Play action, throws up the middle, incomplete, intended target, Cole Cloney. Good defense there by Wyatt Stevens. That'll bring up 3rd and 4. Well, the Warriors know they're going to have to open up the pass game a little bit to overcome this 13-0 deficit, and that's what they're doing on this drive. Asapitas lined up out of the gun, back to either side, takes the snap, backpedals, looks to his right, throws to his right, and it is pulled down by Cloney, and that is going to be a first down plus some, brought down at the 38. What a catch by Cloney. He then eluded a tackler and was brought down at the 38-yard line to move the chains, a 10-yard pickup. Asapitas once again lining it up out of the gun. Back to either side, 2 receivers to his left, takes the snap, he'll hand it off. It's going to be TJ Casey, and he's going to get nowhere. He'll be brought down for a loss of a couple. And on the stop for the Hillers, you had Charlie Petruni along with Hunter Bertucci-Bissonette. That brings up 2nd and 12 for Medfield from the Hillers 40. Asapitas lined up with a back to either side. Receiver spread out to his right is Cole Cloney. Takes the snap, looks upfield, throws up the middle, and it's hauled in. And that's going to be another first down. Hauling that one in was Nick Gangemi. And that was a pickup of 12 yards on that reception. Second 12-yard reception by Gangemi on this drive. And Medfield is going to let the first quarter run out after 1 quarter of play. It's the Hillers 13, Medfield nothing. Second quarter coming up next on HCAM. Welcome back into Hopkinton High School. We're just about ready for the second quarter. Another TVL score from today. Dedham defeated Bellingham in field hockey 6-0. And Ashland Clockers battling Westwood. We'll try to get you an update from that game as well. But Medfield was driving as the first quarter came to a conclusion, and they're going to try to continue here. We've switched ends. Medfield now working right to left across your screen. Hasapitas takes the snap, backpedals, throws upfield, a wobbly pass as he was under pressure, and it's picked off. Intercepted. And that was pulled down by Paul Lisher. Second interception of the game for Medfield. And what a momentum killer that is for the Warriors. You had a good drive going. And Paul Lisher comes up with the interception. And the Hillers will have the ball from their own 14-yard line. And of course, they have the 13-0 lead as they're going to put Robert Lisher under center. Karatza in the backfield. It's a pitch to Karatza. Comes to the near side now. Cuts upfield, and it's a fumble. It looks like the Hillers may have recovered. And it was indeed recovered. Landing on it, fortunately for the Hillers, there's an unlisted 59. We'll try to get you a name on who that is. But it will stay in Hopkinton possession, and the other good news is, well, they lost 4 yards on it. But they do recover. Second and, actually looks like they gained a few yards, excuse me. 2nd and 7 from the 18. They ended up picking up 4 yards on it. And it's going to be a keeper by Robert Lisher. And he'll take it up the near side for a yard or 2. See where they mark it. It looks like it's going to be right at the 19, so gets about a yard there. That makes it 3rd and about 6 to go. Another TVL update. Dover, Sherborne, and Medway, they are tied at the end of the first half, 15-15. Robert Lisher going to line it up out of the gun, a back to either side, receiver spread out to either side, takes the snap, looks upfield, looks to his right, throws to his right, has a target, it's caught, Seamus Murphy, and he's off, the 30, the 20, the 10, see you later, touchdown, Hillers! Seamus Murphy, an 81-yard touchdown reception. And the Hillers take advantage of the interception by Paul Lisher. And it's Seamus Murphy on the 81-yard reception from Robert Lisher. Now for the extra point, here's Ravitch. Snap, kick, and it is good. He is 2 for 3, and the Hillers lead it 20-0. That was a drive that took 1 minute and 59 seconds and resulted in an 81-yard connection between Robert Lisher and Seamus Murphy. 3 offensive drives for the Hillers leads to 3 touchdowns. They're putting on a show tonight. And they'll line up to kick it away. And he sets it up, set to kick it away. Another score update, Ashland leading Westwood 11-0 with 10 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in the half. Of course, the Hillers will see Ashland for their annual Thanksgiving game, which will be at Ashland High School this year. As Ravitch sends this end over end to the near side 10. And a nice kickoff that's going to be returned to about the 21-22. Brought down by a herd of tacklers was TJ Casey. And the Medfield offense will come back out. Looks like they placed him back right at the 20. And the Warriors desperately going to try to get something going on this drive, but they have not had much success with the passing game. Already a pair of interceptions thrown by Hasapitas. And he's going to line it up out of the gun with a back to either side. Two receivers spread out to his right, takes the snap. Throws up the middle, has a target, hauled in at the 35. Here goes Will Griffin into Hillers territory, 30, 20, 10, and that's an 80-yard touchdown reception for Medfield. Well, the Warriors have struck, and they're on the scoreboard, an 80-yard connection between Nick Hasapitas and Will Griffin, the sophomore. And they'll attempt the extra point. Max Masters out for the extra point attempt. Well, that's a one-play drive that took 14 seconds off the clock. And it's no good on the extra point. So it remains Hillers 20, Medfield 6. Well, the Hillers will get the ball back with 9:32 left to go in the second quarter. And the defense, they played great on the first couple of Medfield drives. Were able to come away with a couple interceptions, but a great connection there between Hasapitas and Will Griffin. Griffin just left pretty open along the near side and was just able to explode up the field. Now, last year when these two teams met, it was quite a battle, a whole lot of scoring and an action-packed game. And so far, some great action in this one. Hasapitas tees it up, and he's set to kick it away. Karatza and Stevens back to receive for the Hillers. And Hasapitas sends a wobbly kick to the near side, rolls out of bounds at around the 15, and that'll be an illegal procedure and give the Hillers some good field position here to start this drive. Hillers will start from their own 30.
So on the penalty, the Hillers will take over at their own 35-yard line. First and 10.
Make that 35-yard line, excuse me. Lisher going to line it up out of the gun. Karatza the back to his right. Two receivers spread out to either side. Motion from right to left. Play action, throws the screen to his left, and it's caught by Murphy. Up the far sideline he goes, breaking a couple tackles, and he's pushed out of bounds at around the 40. There is a flag on the play. And it looks like this one may be coming back. Hillers marching back, and I believe we're going to have a hold here. Will indeed be a hold. That's going to put the Hillers back to the 25-yard line. We'll mark it at the 26. So that will make it a first and about 19 from the 26. They're sure going to line it up out of the gun, back to either side. 3 receivers spread out to his right. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, under pressure, looking upfield, throws upfield, has a target. It is caught at the 35 by Murphy, and Murphy works his way forward for a couple more after the catch before he's pushed out of bounds. And on the stop was Eden Menard for Medfield, and it looks like we have another flag on this play. And this is going to be coming back as well. False start Hillers, that'll push them back another 5, and we'll have a repeat of first down. So that'll make it first and 24 to go from the 21-yard line. Well, the Hillers, they need to avoid penalties tonight. They've certainly been working on discipline and have gotten better at avoiding penalties throughout the season. But they've had a lot of drives where they started to get something going, and it was ruined by a penalty as Lisher throws to his left. It's caught up the far sideline. And good for a few yards there is Aiden Kelly on the screen pass. And Kelly was able to get all the way up to about the 27-yard line. So a 6-yard pickup on the screen. Lisher going to line it up out of the gun. And back to his right, a 3-receiver set to his right. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking to throw, and he connects with Seamus Murphy, who hauls it in at the 35 and works his way up close to the first down, pushed out of bounds right around the 45. And we'll mark him back just shy of the 44. So an 18-yard pickup on the connection with Seamus Murphy. Well, that's worked well for the Hillers, setting up 2-3 receivers on the strong side and letting Lisher roll out and connect along the sideline. 7 minutes, 20 seconds and counting left to go in the first half. Back up to the line go the Hillers. Lisher under center this time, I formation in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off. It's Carazza, and there's a flag on the play as Carazza's brought down at around the 48. In on the stop for Medfield was Joe Bartolotta and Aiden Menard. We'll see what the flag's about. It looks like this one's coming back. So it is going to be against the Hillers, and that one hurts. I believe it was a holding call there, and that marches them back 10. Ball placed at the 33-yard line. That makes it 3rd and 12 to go for the Hillers. Lisher lines it up out of the gun. Carazza the back to his right. 2 receivers to his right as well. Play action, throws up the middle, incomplete. Intended target was Matt Pantera. And that brings up a 4th and 12 for the Hillers. They'll punt it away here. Back to receive for Medfield is Sam Patry and TJ Casey. Snap to Ravitch, and he gets the punt off, end over end, and it'll sail back to about the 43, and then take a Hillers roll inside the 30. And Medfield will start this drive from their own 28-yard line.
6:26 to play here in the first half. The score Hillers 20, Medfield 6.
6:26 left to play. First punt of the game we've had from either team. And the Warriors have a chance, if they could get something going here, to get right back into this game. Medfield brings the offense back out and gets ready to go here in what has been an exciting first half. Back up to the line they go. Hasapitas going to line it up out of the gun, back to either side. Two receivers spread out to his right. Takes the snap, hands it off to the left back. It's Sam Patry. And Patry going to work his way up the sideline. There is a flag on the play as Patry was brought out of bounds just shy of the 35. Looks like the official is pointing towards the Hillers' direction. The flag was just picked up. And it is going to benefit Medfield. I believe on sportsmanlike conduct is going to be the call against the Hillers. And this is really going to benefit Medfield. Marches them all the way up to the Hillers' 35-yard line. There was 2 penalties against Medfield. So we got a face mask call and an unsportsmanlike conduct call. And the Warriors are in business. Hasapitas going to line it up out of the gun. A 2-back set. Takes the snap. Pitches it to the up back. Patry working his way up the far side, and he's good for a couple for being pushed out of bounds by Aiden Kelly. Picked up about 4 yards there on that run. Second and 6 for the Warriors. Ashland Clockers now leading Westwood 25-0. Looking to stay undefeated. Hasapitas going to line it up out of the gun, and he will fake the handoff, rolls to his left, and connects at around the 25, and then it's taken to about the 20 by TJ Casey. And that is a 12-yard pickup, and will move the chains for the Warriors, who have found something on offense. Clock continues to tick down to 5 minutes left. Hasapitas going to line it up out of the gun, back to either side. You got Patry to his left. He'll fake the handoff to his right and connects along the seam. And that will advance Medfield to the Hillers' 13-yard line. believe that was Cole Cloney on the reception. A 7-yard pickup it turns into. Asapitas going to line it up out of the gun. Back to pass, looking upfield to his right. And it is going to be caught. And it's a touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown reception by Asapitas. And it was Cole Cloney pulling it down. And we have a 20-12 game. Now for the extra point. For the extra point, it's Max Masters. And he puts it right through, and just like that, it is a 20-13 game. That was a drive that lasted 2 minutes and 20 seconds for Medfield. A 13-yard connection between Nick Asapitas and Cole Cloney. And the Warriors right back into the game. The Norton Lancers are leading their game 21-7. In another TVL battle, they're playing against Millis. As the Hillers are set to receive here, and they are hoping to get their offense going. Once again, it was on fire at the start of this game. First drive of the game was a drive that lasted just over 4 minutes and resulted in a 2-yard touchdown run by Lisher. And then you had a 70-yard touchdown run by Carazza. And then later on, an 81-yard reception by Seamus Murphy. And they were up 20-0 at one point, but Medfield has come storming back, and it's 20-13. And this one going to be kept on the ground and be hauled in at around the 33. And that's where the Hillers will start. Well, they haven't had much luck on their kickoffs through the air, so they keep it on the ground, and the Hillers will start this drive with 4 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Ball mark just shy of the 34. Up to the line goes the Hillers. Looks like we have a change at quarterback. That is Kevin Prasanna in there. And this is going to be a run up the far side, and a pretty good run. Medfield saying they had the ball. Did it come out? It was Carazza on the carry. It is going to stay with the Hillers. It's marked at the 42-yard line. Ends up being an 8-yard pickup. Robert Lisher back into the game. Lisher going to line it up out of the gun with a back to either side. Receiver spread out to either side. Lisher takes the snap, looks to his left, and connects. That's Braden Hicks who hauls it in. And he is going to be knocked out of bounds after picking up the first down. And they'll mark him at the 48-yard line, a 6-yard pickup by Hicks. A good move there by Hicks, getting out of bounds to stop the clock. 3:06 left to go in the half. Lisher out of the gun, back to either side. Receiver spread out to either side, takes the snap, looks upfield, and connects with Seamus Murphy at the 45-yard line in Medfield territory. We'll mark him at the 44. So that's a 7-yard pickup on that connection.
7 on the play. It's going to be a second down and 3 for the Hillers. From the Medfield 40.
Second and 3 for the Hillers from the Medfield 44-yard line. And Kevin Prasanna is in the game as a back. And this is a direct snap over to Carazza, and Carazza gets nowhere. Brought down for possibly a small loss by the captain, TJ Casey. They'll mark him back at the 44, so no harm done on that play, besides losing the down, of course. Makes it a 2nd and 3 from the, or excuse me, a 3rd and 3 from the 44. Lisher going to line it up out of the gun, back to his left. 3 receivers spread out to his left. He'll roll to his left. Under pressure, gets rid of it. Up the left side, and it's caught! Wyatt Stevens with the catch, and he's into the end zone. A 44-yard touchdown reception by the junior Wyatt Stevens. And just like that, the Hillers strike again with 1:38 left to go in the second quarter. Wyatt Stevens just had his corner burnt up the far sideline. And a beautiful throw by Lisher. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout called prior to the extra point. 1:38 left to go. The Hillers lead it 26-13. Another TVL score update in girls volleyball. Medway swept Dedham 3-0. And in field hockey, Westwood defeated Norwood 4-0. We're coming into the last few weeks of the regular season. A lot of teams throughout the TVL trying to clinch up a playoff spot and some home field advantage. As Avery Ravitch out to attempt the extra point off the timeout. The snap, the kick, end over end, and it is good. And the Hillers lead it by 14, 27-13. Well, that was a great offensive drive by the Hillers. It lasted about 2.5 minutes, give or take, and resulted in a 44-yard touchdown reception by Wyatt Stevens from Robert Lisher. And just when Medfield was starting to get the momentum tip in their favor, the Hillers put together a drive like that. And they say, not so fast. Let's keep this game going our way. Of course, a whole lot of time left to play in this Hillers defense. They're going to have to make some stops here. Another TVL score update. Bellingham leading Dedham 12-7 in the second quarter. And the Hillers set to kick it away. Ravitch tees it up. And we'll see what Medfield can do here in the final minute, 38 seconds of this first half. He sends it end over end, a nice kickoff, back inside the 5. And it's going to be returned up the far side. Pretty good return up to about the 30. On the return, that was TJ Casey. And the Medfield Warriors will bring their offense back out. Looks like they're going to mark them at the 26-yard line. Well, this is how these two teams have played each other over the last couple of years. Highly offensive battle. Asapetis going to line it up out of the gun, back to either side. Has two receivers spread out to his left. Takes the snap, and he'll hand it off. It's going to be a run up the middle. And that's a gain of 3 or 4 yards. That was Casey getting the call. They mark it at the 30-yard line, gain of 4. A minute left in the second quarter. Medfield has to get moving if they want to try to put some points on the board here in this first half. Asapetis going to line it up with the back to either side. Two receivers spread out to his left. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, throws up the middle, and it is caught at around the 45, or was it? Nope, the official saying incomplete. Oh no, they are moving the chains. It was indeed caught. That was Cole Cloney. It's going to be marked at the 44-yard line. An 18-yard pickup on the reception. And we get a timeout call with 42 seconds left. Medfield wanted to stop the clock. And you have to believe that they're going to be trying to throw towards the sideline a whole lot with only 42 seconds left in the second quarter. Asapetis brings the offense back up to the line, a back to either side. Two receivers spread out to his left. Takes the snap, backpedals, under pressure, rolls to his right, and he's going to take it himself, finds a little room, and he's pushed out of bounds at around midfield. Getting him out of bounds was Lave Lynette. And they'll mark him at the 49-yard line, turns it into 5 yards. That brings up second down for Medfield and 5 to go. Three receivers set with two to the right. Asapetis takes the snap, backpedals, rolls to his right, throws up the sideline, and that was caught in Hiller's territory at the 48, and the receiver is able to break a couple tackles and get some yardage after the catch. That was TJ Casey, and there was a flag on the play. This one could be coming back. Looks like there might have been a hold. It will indeed be coming back. Clock is stopped at 22 seconds. We might put some time back on there. We get a personal foul call, backs Medfield all the way back to the 45-yard line. And that'll bring up second down and 9 to go. So erase that big gain. Asapetis is going to line it up out of the gun. Takes the snap, backpedals. Throws up the middle, has a target, hauled in at the Hillers 40 by Nick Gangemi. And that is a 15-yard pickup, and will move the chains for Medfield, who will call another timeout here to stop the clock. Nick Gangemi, a player to watch for Medfield, already 3 receptions and has 39 yards receiving. 15 seconds left on the clock. Medfield's going to have to go long distance here. Hiller's coach calling the defense over, wants to have a quick word with them. A great crowd on hand tonight, and they're certainly getting their money's worth with this one. A good ball game going on between Dover-Sherborne and Medway. Dover-Sherborne leading Medway 22-20 with 7 minutes, 12 seconds left in the game. Up to the line go the Warriors. Asapidis going to line it up out of the gun with a back to either side. Receiver spread out to his left is TJ Casey. Takes the snap, backpedals. Under pressure, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield by Justin Sokol. A big-time sack there by Sokol. And at this point, Medfield just going to let the clock run out, and that will do it for the first half. After one half of play, it is Hopkinton Hillers 27, the Medfield Warriors 13. And we have 2 more quarters left of TBL football here on HCAM. A 27-13 Hopkinton Hillers lead over the Medfield Warriors. Second half coming up next on HCAM. And welcome back to Chick Welsh Field at David M. Hughes Stadium. We are just about ready for the second half. The Hopkinton Hillers leading the Medfield Warriors 27-13. It was an action-packed first half as the Hillers are down to the field and ready to go. Your Hopkinton Hillers. Well, the Hillers started this game off with a drive that lasted 4 minutes, 14 seconds. It was a 2-yard run by the quarterback, Robert Litcher. That made it a 6-0 game, and then a 70-yard touchdown run after a Braden Hicks interception on the first Medfield drive, a 70-yard touchdown run by Joe Carazza to make it 13-0. And then we had a Paul Litcher interception. That was followed up with a 81-yard touchdown reception from Robert Litcher to Seamus Murphy to make it 20-0. And then after that, Medfield struck for their first score of the game, an 80-yard touchdown reception from Will Griffin from Nick Hasapetus. And then it would be Medfield again after they forced a Hillers punt, a 13-yard touchdown reception by Cole Cloney. But then the Hillers struck for another score on the following drive. With a minute 38 seconds left to go in the second quarter, a 44-yard touchdown reception from Robert Litcher to Wyatt Stevens. And then to end the first half, you had a Justin Sokol sack as the Warriors tried to get a drive going, but the sack put an end to that. As the Hillers tee it up, and they are set to kick it away to start off this second half. A quick TVL score update for you. Dover Sherborne leading Medway 35-20 with a minute 49 left to go in that game. As Avery Ravitch tees it up. Tom Nappy, happy to be with you on this Friday evening on the call. John Ritz on camera. And Ravitch sends it to about the 22-yard line, takes a Hillers bounce to the 10. And here comes the return It'll be up to about the 29-30 by Will Griffin. And the Medfield Warriors offense will come out to the field and see if they can try to get back into this game. I'll try to get you some other TVL scores throughout the night, as we've been doing throughout the night as well. Believe it or not, we're just 3 weeks away from the playoffs. And the Hillers obviously need some help to get in. They'll need to get some wins. And this is a big one here tonight. As Hasapetus going to line it up out of the gun, back to either side. He'll hand it off to the right back, and it will not go very far. He's going to be brought down for a small loss. And on the carry that time, that was Casey. Seemed to be a little shooken up as he was getting up after that. They mark it right back at the 30, so no gain there. The Hillers have done a nice job at stopping the run. Medfield in the first half, not a lot of rushing yards at all. Hasapetus going to line it up out of the gun, back to either side. Receiver spread out to either side. This time he's going to go to the big Will Griffin, and Griffin is going to be brought down at about the 25, about a 5-yard pickup. We'll put it at the 5. Only 26 yards rushing in the first half for Medfield. The Hillers didn't do much on the ground either. They did a lot through the air. But they did have a 70-yard touchdown run by Joe Carazza. He has 81 rushing yards on the night on 4 attempts. And Litcher has 4 rushing yards as well. So 85 yards rushing in total in the first half. And the ball is dropped by Hasapetus. And let's see who has it. And it looks like it's going to be Hillers' ball. Recovered by the Hillers. I'm not quite sure who had the grasp on it. But Hasapetus ended up dropping it off the snap. And Hopkinton recovers. So the Hillers will not only have the ball, but have very good field position. They'll start this drive from their own 31-yard line. With 10:05 left to go in the third quarter. And I do not see Litcher in the game. And that's going to be a direct snap to Carazza. Carazza, fighting his way through a tackle, is able to get about a yard out of that. Brought down by Nick Gangemi and an unlisted 77. Actually, it looks like they marked him back a yard. So that'll bring up 2nd and 11 for the Hillers. Back up to the line they go. Litcher going to line it up out of the gun. A 2-back set to his right. Takes the snap. Play action. Backpedals. Throws to his left. Connects with Pantera. Pantera up the near sideline. Inside the 20. And a big gain there. And Pantera gives the Hillers another first down. And it looks like it's coming back. We're going to get a hold here. That's coming back. The Hillers had 179 yards through the air in the first half. Litcher had 9 receptions, including 3 touchdown passes. Litcher going to line it up out of the gun, takes the snap, play action, backpedals, throws to his left, incomplete, intended target, Seamus Murphy. We'll bring up 3rd and 17 for the Hillers. Not a lot of incomplete passes in this game for Litcher. I believe that was only his 4th incomplete pass of the game, according to my unofficial statistics. As Litcher talks to his offense in the huddle, and now back to the line they go. Litcher going to line it up with a back to either side. 2 receivers to his right, takes the snap, backpedals, throws to his right, up the seam, and it was incomplete. Off the ground to Hicks. Or did he? Yeah, they'll bring it back. That'll make it a 4th and 17 for the Hillers. They are in Medfield territory, so I don't expect them to punt. Coming into this game, Robert Litcher only had 1 touchdown pass on the season. He has added 3 more to that total. Litcher going to line it up out of the gun with a back to either side. Receiver spread out to either side, takes the snap, looks to his right, throws to his right, connects with Murphy on a screen, and Murphy's going to be brought down for a loss, and we're going to have a turnover on downs. So the Medfield defense holds up, and they get the ball back with 7:54 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Medfield will start this drive from their own 41-yard line. Up to the line they go. Asapitas going to line it up with a back to either side. A receiver spread out to either side. Takes the snap. Under pressure. Throws to his right. It's caught by Cloney at about the 48. And he takes it forward for maybe another yard before being brought down by a herd of Hillers, including Andrew Budden and Colby Lavelinette. Mark him just shy of the 49, about an 8-yard pickup. Up to the line they go. Asapitas with a back to either side, takes the snap, hands it off to his right back, TJ Casey, and Casey doesn't get much. Good stop by the Hillers up front. And that'll bring up 3rd and 3 from the 47 for Medfield. Up to the line they go. Asapitas takes a snap out of the gun, throws up the middle, and it's batted down, narrowly intercepted by Braden Hicks. Medfield, they had 223 yards through the air in the first half. The run game for either team hasn't done much, so I think we're going to see a whole lot of the pass game throughout this second half. And they're going to punt it away. And no, they're going to fake. It's a throw up the left side, and it's hauled in. It was TJ Casey who was going to punt it away. And he fakes it, and that will move the chains for Medfield. All the way to the Killers' 37-yard line. So that was a 23-yard reception by Cloney. Hasapetus going to line it up with a back to either side. Cloney, the receiver to his right, takes the snap, looks to his right, throws to his right, and it's incomplete. Intended target was Cole Cloney. Good coverage by Andrew Budden upfield. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 37. Well, Medfield knows that they have to get something going offensively here if they want to get back into this game. And they're going to pull out all the stops in the second half. Hasapetus lines it up out of the gun, back to either side. Takes the snap, looks to his right, throws to his right, and it's incomplete. Intended target that time was Nick Gangemi. Good coverage by Colby Lave-Lynette. That'll make it a 3rd and 10. If the Hillers stop them here, that could be big. You just got to watch out for those fake punts. Hasapetus once again out of the gun with a back to either side. Takes the snap. Looking upfield, rolls to his left. Going to take it himself. The 40, the 35, and he's pushed out of bounds. Short of the first down. Let's see where they mark him. And there was a flag on the field, so this one could be coming back. And the official slowly marching back towards Medfield's direction. Now he's pointing towards the Hillers. It's going to be a hold against the Hillers. So a defensive hold. So that will help out Medfield quite a bit. Ball is marked at the 22. So Medfield ends up with 13 yards out of that last play as Hasapetus takes the snap, throws to his left. It's caught, and not much there. Aiden Kelly on the takedown. That was hauled in by Will Griffin. They did get a few yards out of it. It's marked at the 22-yard line. So they ended up with a couple yards out of that reception. Hasapetus lines it up once again out of the gun, takes the snap, looks to his right, throws towards the end zone, and it's dropped by Cole Cloney. It was a nice pass in his hands, but he couldn't haul it in. And that'll bring up 3rd and 9 for Medfield. Good coverage by the Hillers secondary. And that coverage was by Andrew Budden. Hasapetus out of the gun. Takes the snap. Look, rolls to his left under pressure. Sokol trying to track him down. Gets rid of it, and it's intercepted! Picked off by Aiden Kelly. Well, Sokol was tracking down Hasapetus, got him to scramble, and he made a bad decision and throws his 3rd interception of the evening. And Aiden Kelly comes up with it, and the Hillers get the ball back with 4:01 left to go in the 3rd quarter. They'll get it from their own 22-yard line. Or make that, their own 18-yard line. 18-yard line, it's officially marked that. And lined up as the quarterback is Karatza. Motion from left to right. And Karatza going to take this himself, bursts up the middle, and he's brought down at around the 25. A pickup of several yards there. The Hillers going to do that a lot. Karatza has a good burst coming up the middle. He's taken a few direct snaps today, and he's still in there as what appears to be the quarterback, as he was the one standing in front of the huddle. And Karatza is going to line up as the quarterback. 2 receivers with an air side, takes the snap, and he's going to take it himself. A sweep up the near side, and he's brought down at around the 30. And he picks up about 5 or 6 there, and that'll move the chains for the Hillers. We'll mark him officially at the 29. Well, the Hillers, they are in Operation Burn Clock as they are leading 27-13. Litcher is back into the game, the junior quarterback. Litcher going to line it up out of the gun, back to either side. 2 receivers spread out to the far side. Takes the snap, looks up the middle, throws up the middle, connects. It's Braden Hicks into Medfield territory. And correction, that was Wyatt Stevens making the catch into Medfield territory. And he takes it up to the 47-yard line. A 19-yard pickup on the reception by Wyatt Stevens. We approach 2 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Litcher going to line it up with a back to either side. Receivers lined up in tight to his right. Takes the snap. Looks up the middle. It's incomplete. Little off the mark to his intended target, Wyatt Stevens. Well, I know last year Litcher and Stevens connected a lot at the JV level. And they'll certainly be fun to watch coming up through their varsity careers. Wyatt Stevens has 3 receptions, including a 44-yard touchdown. Overall, has 78 yards receiving in this game, and we're going to get a timeout. 1:53 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Hillers leading 27-13. They have the ball driving into Medfield territory, facing a 2nd and 10 from the Medfield 47. Don't forget, on HCAM every Wednesday at 2 p.m., you can catch HCAM Sports Talk. We'll keep you updated on all the local sports action, including high school, college, and professional sports on HCAM Sports Talk. We have a lot of fun on that show. Be sure to check it out. And, of course, it's available anytime you want on our YouTube page, youtube.com/HCAMTV. That's HCAM Sports Talk. We make our NFL weekly picks, which is always a lot of fun. Some weeks we certainly do better than others. And we have the latest Hiller highlights on the show, and also interviews with a number of Hiller coaches. And we're going to try in the near future, as we get closer to playoff time, to get some different coaches throughout the TVL on the program as well. Off the timeout, Litcher going to line up out of the gun with a back to his right. Two receivers to either side. Motion from right to left. Play action, throws to his right, connects with Carazza. Carazza across midfield, 45, going to the 40, breaks another tackle, still on his feet, at the 35, fighting his way to the near side, at the 30, spins around a tackle, and he's brought down at around the 26. What a run by the shifty Joseph Carazza. A 21-yard pickup.
Great effort run after the catch by Joe Carazza.
We'll mark him at the 25. And Carazza just difficult to bring down once he finds any open space. Dover-Sherborne and Medway game getting interesting with 2 minutes left. A 29-20 Dover-Sherborne lead in that one. Litcher going to line it up out of the gun. A two-back set to his right. Takes the snap, backpedals, looks to his left, connects. And that is Matt Pantera, and he's brought out of bounds after the catch at around the 15-yard line. Might be a little bit short of the first down. Let's see where they mark him. Nope, they're going to move the chains. 10-yard pickup by Pantera. First and 10 from the 15. I'm being told Houston leading the Red Sox 1-0 after one inning of play. Litcher going to line it up. Out of the gun, he'll pitch it over to Carazza. Carazza trying to cut up the far side, and he's brought out of bounds after a minimal gain.
I'll announce it at the end of the quarter. Hopefully it's not 5-0, brother. I'll check right at the end. All right?
I'll bring up second down for the Hillers. And it looks like they're going to put him right back at the line of scrimmage. We're close to it.
And the Hillers are going to let the clock run out here in the third quarter.
So the Hillers will let the clock run down, and we will head into the fourth quarter. After 3 quarters of play, it's the Hopkinton Hillers 27, Medfield 13. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Football on HCAM.
After 1 inning, Astros 1, Red Sox 0. Boo.
And we have switched sides, and we are ready for the fourth quarter. 12 minutes on the clock. Hillers with the ball. They'll work left to right across your screen for this quarter. A 2nd and 12 from the Medfield 17. Litcher going to line it up under center. And we get flags right off the bat. Someone must have jumped here. It's going to be against the Hillers. I think too many men on the... I think they jumped. Actually, it might have been. It was too many men on the field. So that'll push them back 5. That'll make it a... They haven't moved the ball back yet. 2nd and 17. High formation in the backfield. Litcher under center. And it's going to be a handoff to Seamus Murphy, who's trying to take it on an end around, and he's brought down after no gain there. They mark it at the 25-yard line. It's now 3rd and 17. Well, the Hillers continued not to get too much on the ground. They had a couple of big runs, including the 70-yard touchdown run by Carazza. But both defenses doing well against the ground game. It's been all about the pass game offensively in this one. Litcher takes it out of the gun, throws up the middle, and connects at about the 15-yard line with his favorite target, Wyatt Stevens. And looks like they marked him at about the 13. So now they're going to attempt a field goal as they're facing a 4th and 18 from the 13-yard line. There's a 7-yard pickup on that last play by Stevens as Ravitch is out there. The snap, the kick, and the 29-yard field goal is wide. So no good on the field goal attempt. And it'll be Medfield's ball with 10:22 left to go in the fourth quarter. Score remains 27-13 Hillers. We have a final score in the TVL. Dedham defeated Bellingham in a good one. 21-19 was the final in that one. Dedham over Bellingham. As Hasapetus takes the snap out of the gun, throws to his left, and it is incomplete. Intended target, Jack Sullivan. It brings up a 2nd and 10 from the 20. At the end of 3 quarters, Norton leading Millis 28-7. Hasapetus going to line it up out of the gun, back to either side, throws to his right, and it's bobbled and dropped by Cole Cloney. He had a lot of space in front of him. That could have been a huge gain, but unable to reel it in. And that makes it a 3rd and 10 from the 20. Clock is stopped at 10 minutes, 14 seconds left to go. And Medfield desperately wants a big play here. Hasapetus once again going to take it out of the gun. Receiver spread out to either side. Takes the snap under pressure, eludes a tackler. Goes over to the far side. He's going to take it himself, finds a little room. He's going to have the first down plus some, and he is brought out of bounds at around the 35, 36-yard line. He was able to elude Evan Van Beek, who was in and giving pressure, ducked under the tackle, and escaped up the far sideline and brought it all the way to the 33-yard line for a 13-yard pickup. A drive-saving play there by Nick Hasapitas. Up to the line they go. Hasapitas out of the gun. 2 in the backfield, takes the snap. Rolls to his right, throws up the sideline, and it was caught, but was he in bounds is the question. That was Cole Cloney, and it looks like they ruled it incomplete. We have an injured Hiller on the field, so they did rule that Cloney was out of bounds. And the shooken up Hiller on the field is Hunter Bertucci-Bissonette, a big part of the defensive line for the Hillers. The trainer is out there checking on him. Certainly hope he's okay. And he is going to come out of the game. He's walking with a slight limp. Hopefully it's nothing serious. We'll have an unlisted 59 coming into the game for the Hillers. It's James Muzzy coming in. Hasapitas lined up with a back to either side, 2 receivers to the near side, throws to his right, and it's caught, and that's going to be a first down and more. And it's his favorite target once again, Cole Cloney, on the reception all the way up to the 48, a 15-yard pickup. And Cole Cloney has really racked up the yards receiving. He has 38 in the second half, had 43 in the first half. Unofficially, of course, 81 yards overall. Hasapitas out of the gun with a back to either side, a receiver spread out to either side. Takes the snap, hands it off to the right back, and breaking tackles is TJ Casey. And he's brought down just short of the 45 in Hiller territory. And correction, that was actually Will Griffin getting the call that time. So at the 46-yard line, pickup of 6. Up to the line they go. Hasapitas back to either side. 2 receivers spread out to his left. Hands it off to the right back and brought down after a minimal gain is Casey. On the stop for the Hillers, Brendan McGowan. Picked up a couple there. Brings up 3rd and 3 from the 45 for the Medfield Warriors. And that clock continuing to roll. Below 8 minutes now left to go in the fourth quarter. Still plenty of time for Medfield to get back into this game, but they'll certainly have to work a little quicker. Hasapitas out of the gun. Under pressure. Throws up the sideline. Has a target. It's caught by Jack Sullivan at around the 25, and he takes it for a few yards after the catch, and they're going to mark him at the 20-yard line. So that is a 25-yard pickup by the captain, Jack Sullivan, and a first down for the Medfield Warriors. Asapitas going to line it up out of the gun. Max O'Brien is to his right. He has Casey to his left. And he's going to hand it off. And it's going to be a run up the far sideline. That was Sam Patry, who was actually into the game as the running back. And Patry picks up several yards there.
Gain of 7 will be a second down and 3 for Medfield from right about the 13-yard line of the Village.
It brings up second down and about 3 to go for Medfield. Asapitas going to line it up out of the gun. Patry's to his left. And to his right, there's Max O'Brien. Back to pass, throws to his right, and was that caught? And it's a touchdown.
Touchdown pass for Medfield. It was 6:25 to play. It's a 27-19 ball game.
A Medfield touchdown makes it 27-19 with 6:25 left to go. That was a 20-yard touchdown reception. And the Warriors are right back in it. Now out for the extra point. Max Masters are going to fake it. He's going to roll to his right, and he's brought out of bounds. Did he break the plane? Yes, he did. So the 2-point conversion is good by Masters. He reached out as he was being pushed out of bounds and was just able to break the plane. It was Cole Cloney. So that'll make it a 6-point game with 6:25 left to go. What a job by Cole Cloney getting Medfield right back into the game.
Student ID and debit card has been turned into the press box from Callum Rockwell.
Hillers volleyball got a win tonight over Norwood. Another sweep for Hillers girls volleyball. And they are just rolling through the season undefeated. Medfield will kick it away, and the Hillers, they'll look to burn some clock. And of course, they would certainly like a score as well. Set to kick it away is, looks like Asapitas. Will indeed kick this one away. And he's going to try for the onside, and it's recovered by the Hillers. Covered up by Ken Liu. So nice job by the Hillers. And they will have good field position. Might have been a little early to try that if you're Medfield. Giving this Hillers offense good field position certainly can be dangerous.
First and 10 Hillers from their 47-yard line. 6:23 left to play in the ballgame.
And here comes the Hillers offense. And they got Wyatt Stevens out there as the quarterback, and the snap was fumbled. The Hillers do recover, but they lose some yards here. There's going to be a direct snap to Wyatt Stevens, and he just wasn't able to corral it in. The ball marked at the 43, a loss of 4. Brings up second and 14. Just under 6 minutes left to go. Hillers 27, Medfield 21. The Medfield defense has not allowed a point in the second half. Litcher going to line it up with two backs to his right. Receiver spread out to either side, takes the snap, play action, throws up the middle, and it's caught at midfield. Or no, incomplete. Intended target was Stevens. That brings up 3rd down and 14 to go for the Hillers. Well, this is a crucial play here. They stop you. More than likely, you're going to punt it away and give it right back to this Medfield offense. It started off as a very offensive first half. And this second half, a totally different tune, as this game has become a defensive battle. Litcher going to line it up with a back to either side. Two receivers spread out to his right. The crowd makes some noise to try to give him some encouragement. We have a flag pre-snap. And it's going to be a false start against the Hillers. That'll march them back. Or we had to delay a game call, rather. That'll march the Hillers back. And that'll make it a 3rd and 19 to go. You have to keep an eye on that play clock if you're the Hillers. Litcher going to line it up with a back to either side. Takes the snap, looks to his right, throws to his right, and it is intercepted. Intended target was Seamus Murphy, and Sam Patry comes up with the interception. And the Medfield Warriors are now very much back in this game. They'll have the ball with 5 minutes, 21 seconds left to go, and they'll have good field position as well. They'll start this drive from their own 35-yard line. Well, the Hillers, they might have wanted to think about running more on that last drive. I understand wanting to get some points, but now you give Medfield back the ball. We'll see if the defense can make a stop. It's going to be a handoff. Patry going to take it up the far side, and he'll take it for a couple before being brought down by Colby Lavelinette. We'll bring up 2nd down and about 7 to go. Under 5 minutes left to go. Hiller defense hoping to come up with some big stops here. Asapidis lined up out of the gun. Two receivers spread out to his left. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Play action. Rolls to his right. Throws up the sideline, and it's incomplete. And there's a flag. Well, it was Cole Cloney being covered by Aiden Kelly, and it looks like this is going to go against the Hillers. They're going to get him for pass interference, I believe. Waiting for the official word. Block in the back against the Hillers. And it is pass interference. That pushes Medfield up to the 47-yard line in Hillers territory. So we get Aiden Kelly with the pass interference. Asapidis going to hand this one off up the middle, and good for a couple is Will Griffin. Up to the 45 he goes. That makes it a 2nd and 8. Medfield working in Hiller territory. Clock approaching 4 minutes left to go in the quarter. Can the defense stop this drive? Just a touchdown alone would tie the game. You don't even need the extra point. Hasapitas with a back to either side. Takes the snap. Bit of a high snap and pulls it down. Hands it off. It's Patry. Patry working his way up the far side. Brought out of bounds at around the 40. And there is a flag. We'll have to see what the flag is about. It's against Medfield. It's coming back. They'll march it all the way back into Medfield territory to the 46-yard line. And that certainly stings for the Warriors. Makes it a second down and about 19 to go for Medfield. Hasapitas takes the snap out of the gun, rolls to his right, up the sideline, and it is caught, but was he in bounds? And they're going to rule it a catch by Cole Clooney, and that is going to give Medfield a first down. All the way up to the Hiller 37-yard line they go. And that's a 17-yard pickup on the reception by Clooney. Hasapitas lines it up out of the gun, hands it off to the captain, Patry, up the sideline, and he's good for a couple. And they're going to put him at the 34, 3-yard pickup by Patry. Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Warriors. Hopkinton Hillers will be right back at home next Friday night hosting Westwood. But right now, all focus on the final 3 minutes of this one. Hasapitas with a back to either side, a receiver spread out to either side. Takes the snap, and the snap is bobbled, and he's brought down in the backfield. Taking him to the ground was Charlie Petruni. The sophomore gets in there and brings Hasapitas to the ground for a loss back at the 41-yard line. And that is a big loss there for Medfield. Makes it a 3rd and 14, a loss of several yards. Under 3 minutes left to go. Hasapitas going to line it up out of the gun, a back to either side. Receiver spread out to either side, takes a snap, back pedals. Looking upfield, under pressure, and he's dragged to the ground by Sokol. Justin Sokol, his 2nd sack of the game. And that'll bring up 4th down for Medfield. They'll need to convert on this play to keep this drive going. There's 2:26 left, so you're not going to punt. You're going to take a chance downfield and try to keep this drive alive, but you certainly have your work cut out for you. A crucial play in what has been a good battle between these two TVL large rivals. There's 2:26 left, so even if you don't convert, if your defense makes a stop, you still have a chance to try to get the ball back. And you would imagine that they're going to run a go route type of play here and just send their speedy receivers out deep. 4th and 14 from their own 47. Their receiver spread out to each side. Hasapitas lines it up out of the gun. Takes the snap. Looks to his left. In trouble! And he's brought down again! And it's Sokol again! Justin Sokol, his second straight sack. And it's a turnover on downs. What a job by Justin Sokol, the junior lineman. 2 straight sacks by Sokol. And it's Hiller's ball. And they will have it at the Medfield 35 with 2:08 left. I believe Medfield might only have 1 timeout left in this half as well. Litcher going to line it up under center I formation in the backfield. Hands it off to the up back, Karatza. Trying to take it up the middle, fighting his way through traffic. Good for a couple. And we have a timeout called by Medfield. They stop the clock, 1:59 left to go. So the Hillers will have to run a couple more plays here. Obviously, if they convert for a first down, that would be the end of the bowl game. Another TVL update for you. The Norton Lancers defeated the Millis Mohawks 42-15. A win for the Lancers on their senior night. And the Ashland Clockers defeated Westwood Wolverines 45-12. Ashland stays undefeated as they improve to 6-0. TVL action tomorrow includes Holliston at Norwood. Both of those teams desperately hoping for a win. Well, it has been a fun evening of Hiller football. And what a job by Justin Sokol. Coming up with 2 straight sacks on a crucial drive for Medfield. Hillers still have to run a few plays here. Litcher under center. I formation in the backfield. He'll hand it off. It's going to be Karatza cutting towards the far side. Eludes a couple tacklers, and he's brought down pretty close to the 30. Medfield takes another timeout. And that was their last timeout. 4-yard pickup by Karatza. So no timeouts left for Medfield. It is a 3rd and 9 from the 31 for the Hillers. So no victory formation yet. But if you don't get it here, the good news is you are in Medfield territory. So you could certainly go for it on 4th down. And we do have another Red Sox update. Kike Hernandez tied it up with a home run. It's 1-1 in the 3rd inning. For those of you tuned into this Hillers football game and flipping over to the Sox game after. 3rd and 6 for the Hillers from the 31-yard line. A first down wins the game. Hillers will have 2 chances to get it. Litcher going to line it up under center. I formation in the backfield. Karatza the up back. And clearly you're going to run the ball here. Litcher's going to keep it. And he's going to be brought down inside the 30. It looked like initially he wasn't going to gain any yards, but is able to gain 2 or 3. So that brings up 4th down for the Hillers. Ball is marked at the 28-yard line.
4th down and 3 for Hopkinton from the Medfield
So 4th and 3 to go for the Hillers. So if they get the first down, they can line up in victory formation and walk away with their second win of the year. Or of the season, I should say. If they don't, it'll be Medfield's ball, and they'll have one last crack at it. A 27-21 Hillers lead. And we're going to have a timeout on the field. They want to talk things over, and understandably so. Crucial play in this game. This Medfield offense, they've had a few big plays, and they are certainly a team that is able to score quick at times. So we'll see what they run here. You'd imagine it's definitely going to be a run. Keep that clock rolling. But 3 yards, and you'll improve to 2 and 4 on the season. And if you don't get it, Medfield, they'll be in the hurry up, trying to dig themselves out of the 6-point hole. We have a whole lot of Hiller sports coming up for you next week. Sports every weekday next week, and it starts on Monday with Hiller field hockey as they take on Norwood at 4 p.m. Then we'll have boys soccer on Tuesday against Norwood at 4 p.m. Here we go, crucial play. And it's going to be a direct snap to Carazza. He'll take it near side. Up the sideline he goes. First down plus some. And he's going to take it to the end zone. How about that? A 28-yard touchdown run for Joe Carazza. And the Hillers now lead it 33-21. And that will certainly secure the victory for Hopkinton. First score of the second half for the Hillers. And how about Joe Carazza? He has come through with huge runs here tonight, a 70-yarder and now a 28-yarder. For the extra point, end over end, and it is good. Avery Ravitch makes it a 34-21 game. And the Hillers will kick off to Medfield, who will play for pride in the last 49 seconds. I mean, if you're Joe Carazza, you could have took a knee at the 1 or after you got the first down. You didn't have to take it to the house, but why not? I guess if he was playing it the smart way, he would have slid down after getting that first down, because then you could have just burned the clock. But he was in the heat of the moment, so he marched all the way into the end zone for his second rushing touchdown of the day. And the Hillers are seconds away from improving to 2 wins and 4 losses on the season. Medfield going to fall to 0-6. And it creates an interesting situation for the Hillers, because if you reach that 500 record, you got a slim chance at getting a playoff spot. And I do say slim chance, but you'll more than likely need to win both games in the next couple of weeks. Hillers will host Westwood next week. We'll have that game for you. And with the win tonight, that makes that game a very crucial game for the Hopkinton Hillers. And they did have success against Westwood last year. The Hillers did defeat Westwood last year. They played only TVL large opponents last year. And then after Westwood, you got a very tough Holliston team. So if you beat Westwood and Holliston, who knows? You might get into the postseason. But those are two very good teams you got. You're certainly going to have to battle hard. Casopedis is going to take it himself up the near side. And brought out of bounds. And the clock continuing to roll. I think Medfield has accepted their fate. And that might have been the last play of the game for the Warriors. And it does appear they're going to let the clock run down. And the Hopkinton Hillers are going to walk away with the 34-21 win. A big win by the Hillers. It keeps their hopes of a postseason alive. And they get a victory over their TBL large rival, Medfield Warriors. A great effort tonight by the Hillers. The offense was absolutely explosive. But I'm going to give the player of the game to Justin Sokol. Those 2 sacks on that last Medfield drive really took Medfield out of this game and secured the victory for the Hillers. Justin Sokol, your player of the game for tonight. And also you have to give Joseph Karatza a shout out as well, as he had 2 rushing touchdowns for the Hillers and came up with some crucial plays. But a great team effort by the Hillers. In the first half, it was the offense that was really clicking. And the second half, it was the defense that was really clicking. But they get the job done and get a big win over the Medfield Warriors by a final score of 34-21. For John Ritz on camera, I'm Tom Nappy. This has been Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Football on HCAM. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and goodbye.